do exactly as I command.
And I said, get back out through that door, or I'm getting the busies.
Is that not working?
And how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's your boy, British Chap, aka Dan, and I've been waiting to say this a long time. Doctor Who, Season 13, Episode 1 of Flux, guys. I'm so excited. Now, if you are new, stick around for this little intro, guys. If you are a regular to my channel, I'll leave the timestamp here just so you guys can skip ahead. You already know the formality. I'm just going to go over how my channel works and the way I react, as it does attract a few comments every now and then, guys. So I'm going to go on now and just explain to you why I react the way I do. And then just a little sort of introduction to the episode and what I'm expecting, what I know, etc. Before we get into the video, guys, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content coming every single week. Also, don't forget to follow my Instagram, British Chat with 2Ps. The link is in the description below. Everything goes onto that Instagram, like all updates. So go and give it a follow, guys. It's definitely worth it. Now, as for the new viewers, guys, I just want to explain one thing before we get started, and that is the sort of format I do my reactions in. Now, I'm a reactionist that likes to pause it and discuss things in the moment, because one, I don't like to speak over the audio and the important dialogue, and two, I like to get my thoughts out to you guys while I'm reacting to it. It's not just a reaction, it's like a commentary of what's going on in here. So I know a lot of people don't like that, and that's totally cool. If you're not, if that sort of reaction style isn't for you, I totally understand, guys, but I just thought I'd let you know before you invest in this episode. I do pause it, I do speculate, I do theorize, and I do talk about lots of things. I mean, not lots, but I do it enough. So just thought I'd let you guys know that is why I do it. I like to give you a full commentary and not just be just a basic reactionist, because I don't see why I would need to upload that. So you guys, that's the format. I hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. Now, basically what I'm expecting from this series, Season 13, Flux of Doctor Who, it is Chibnall's last season at the helm. It is also Jodie Whittaker's last season as the Time Lord. Obviously, she's going to have a few episodes or specials after this, so she doesn't regenerate this season, but it's coming to that point, guys, so this will start to close her chapter. But I think one of the biggest things is Chibnall's exit is coming up, guys, and that's big because a familiar face is returning in Russell T Davies that there's lots of opinions about. Maybe I'll discuss at the end of this reaction. I'm just excited. I think this series is going to be better than the last two. I am like, I don't know any spoilers yet. Obviously, I'm in New Zealand, so it's a bit later that I'm watching this, like a couple of hours later, so no spoilers yet. I'm expecting really big things. It is the final outing, and they have had lots of criticism, so fingers crossed they've sort of improved on those things. And yeah, I'm just bloody excited. We know about what sort of aliens are coming. We've got Weeping Angels, Sontarans, the Ood, an absolute stack load of familiar faces returning, guys. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. That's all I really need to say, guys. Let's get straight into the reaction. What's going on?
For a second that you have got the better of us, right, Yaz? We are totally in command.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, I am now far away, travelling towards what will in future be known as the final hours of planet Earth.
Oh shoot!
You'll be long dead.
Oh wow, so they're targeting planet Earth, of course. Of course.
They're voice activated! That's why I told him they were in my pocket! Release!
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kinda like this music already.
Or maybe I was Scottish when I set them up. Release!
Oh my god, the Scottish. Dude, you know what's really I'm actually really liking this already, you know that? Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Final few hours of planet Earth. He doesn't get rid of us that easily.
Yes, come on. Okay, so it's the same title sequence, which I still like, so come on. Oh, I've missed this. Here we go, 201 years later. Hello, Dan, am I right? I'm Dan as well, so that's cool.
Nobody has got a top floor like the Museum of Liverpool.
Oh, is he?
Nobody has got our history.
Does he like host at a museum?
Dan, you've got to stop. You don't work here. You're not.
Okay, he doesn't.
I'm official.
So it's his passion that's going to get him in the TARDIS. Yeah, 100%.
Just think of me as a free exhibit, just a little bit livelier than the others.
We still on for Halloween drinks tonight?
Yeah.
Well, unless you've changed your mind.
No, I haven't.
No, but I mean...
That accent is... Oh my god.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, so something's messing with the TARDIS again.
Psychic connection reactivating.
Oh, and the Doctor.
Who's that? How am I seeing this?
And how are they doing that?
Now you're handing
Is this
over
the guy...
your task to a child.
So this is the guy that can have the psychic link. Okay, I need to talk about this just generally. Okay, if you did skip ahead at the start of the video and you didn't hear originally that I do like to pause it, here's the second time that I'm telling you I do like to pause it to discuss things, just to be that type of reaction review channel. Now basically, we've got this guy, and I'm assuming it's him that's got the psychic ability. He's managed to get through the TARDIS, which we already know is very hard to get through. It doesn't happen very often. He's got into the Doctor's mind, which is another, well, insane thing to be able to do. And he's now on this imprisoned, he was on this planet with this, he's in this prison, right? It's like this little open space prison. I'm pretty certain this is the guy in the trailer that the Doctor, he sort of says like, our final battle has arrived or something like that, or some weird, so obviously he may be the big overarching villain in these 6 episodes. It seems that we are setting up this sort of big villain now. I just want to talk a few things about the episode's start in general, just to get that out of the way before I forget, guys. Now basically we got introduced to Dan, who I like already, just for a first glance. Like, for me, is just, I don't want to say, maybe I will just say, for me, he already feels like he's going to be better than Ryan and Graham, just personally. Yaz, for me, is good because I just think she's really, her energy's really great, but I don't know, Dan, for me, has really good potential, just from what I've seen so far. His accent's a bit of a mouthful that's going to be hard to get my head around, but I think it's so sick, eh? This is so cool, really. I think the pacing of the episode's been great so far. We started off on a really intense note with a lot going on. The music sounds, I don't know if it's like as good as I want it to be. One of my big criticisms of previous seasons is the music changed too much. I really wanted that old music back from like Tennant's era because it was just amazing. I didn't know why they need to change it. And I think I'm sensing slightly better music. I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe I'm wrong about that, maybe it's just me being overly optimistic, but that's happening. But yeah, first impressions, a-okay. I'm hooked. I'm definitely hooked, but there's a long way to go. That's only 10 minutes in, guys. Oh my god, he can do that without even touching them. Okay, does he like consume their life force or something? Is that what that is?
Well, at least take some soup,
Wilma, who likes soup, really?
I don't. Oh wow, he doesn't have any food. Is he unemployed? So he just goes around helping people. What is that?
Yes. Gaze upon my might.
What is it with you lot tonight?
Kneel before the might of the Lupari.
Wait, is this that dog-looking guy?
At the hands of Calvinista.
It is.
Submit
Looks like my dog.
or die. You will do exactly as I command.
Nah.
I think I will.
I said, you will not resist.
Smashing into people's houses dressed as a dog.
What did you just call me?
It's good, like it.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Never talk of my mother.
Holy shoot.
7 million Lupari ships coming this way.
Imagine they're
Why did you
retreating.
take the bloke that lives here?
Imagine they're retreating from what's bigger to come.
Look at me.
Holy shoot.
Oops.
Well, that was bloody... Oh gosh. Oh, it's tiny. Hey, that's giving me Flatline vibes. Okay guys, I already have a little theory that I want to discuss with you while we're watching this. It's something that came to mind immediately when we got to see that guy. What was he called? It starts with a C. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm gonna call them the dog men for now, or dog guys, or whatever. But basically, he came to Dan's flat and he ended up capturing him. Now, the weird thing is like, that doesn't make any sense. As of right now, it doesn't. Obviously, it will eventually. And there's a massive fleet of these people arriving, right? A whole fleet of them. If they wanted to kill people, surely he would have done that then and there. So perhaps this is... My theory is this. My theory is they're retreating. I had a weird vibe immediately when this alien showed up that I wasn't going to be evil. I mean, I may be wrong. It could be... My theory is that the Doctor calls either for help or as a warning or something like along those lines, and maybe, just maybe, working alongside other creatures.
You're mine.
You know, he's kind of cute, eh?
And I've taken you off the world.
Have we met?
Not yet, but we will. In the past, I think, if it's
Wait,
true.
what? Oh!
I'm Claire. If
You,
what's true,
Claire, you watched the doctor would have
Yeah,
sent her
it's
back or
too
forward in
short
time or
like this.
whatever.
I was just taking the long way home.
What was she doing? Taking the long way
'Cause
home.
It's Halloween.
So there has to be some play on time. Something has to happen in the sense that someone needs to go back or forward. Someone, yeah.
We'll see each other again.
We'll see each other again. Oh, I don't know. Wait.
Cross-referencing with spatial temporal locations.
Oh wow, Yaz is.
This solar system and time zone.
She's giving me. Okay, can I just say, Yaz is giving me Clara vibes before she died. Is that bad?
Final adjustment.
Oh yes. Oh, I like it. Yes. Oh, attendant vibes. I miss him. Oh shoot.
You're hiding something about him. About why you tracked him down in the first place.
The thing is I
Tell
feel
me.
Yaz wants to be there as like more than just a passenger, right? She wants to be there as her friend. Now, can I just say one thing, guys? A parallel that I'm making to earlier seasons. Now, obviously with Clara, right? We had Clara, and you know when Danny died and stuff, and all that went crazy. Clara didn't stay with the Doctor, so she left, right? She left, and there was that period when she lied to him and he lied to her, and blah blah blah. She left. That was it. She then went back with him. Now, when she went back, she was just advancing and advancing, and she was getting more comfortable, more okay with it, more reckless, more silly. Everything was getting a bit too loose, you know? When that happened, she got reckless, she ended up dying. Now, that's a weird parallel I'm noticing with Yaz. Obviously, she's getting more and more, like, attached and... how do I describe it? She's getting more into this lifestyle. And the Doctor made a really good point, like, obviously when it's Capaldi to Clara, he said, it's my fault. The only difference between you and me is I'm more durable than you. That's what I'm worried about. Obviously, I kind of hope that we get some overlap so Dan and Yaz continue into the next season. And the reason for that is because I don't want a complete fresh start. I always feel like it's nice to have a bit of overlap, nice to have companions stay for a little bit longer. So I like that overlap, you know, I really do, and I want to see what RTD can do with these characters, especially Dan. If the thing I don't want majorly, the reason I didn't like series 10 very much, for example, is because Bill got like no time. She got a 1 season and I barely got attached to her, so I don't want that to happen again. Oh yes, I shouldn't be saying yes because that's bloody well creepy. Oh, they look a bit weird, don't they? Does she know what they are? That's the question. It looks like she does. It looks like she very well does. Oh my god. Oh yes! It's been too long. Oh my god. Now the question is, are they snapping necks this time, or are they sending you back in time? Although, she's already said that she's taking the long way. Could this have already happened to her, maybe? Seriously, don't look away. You know one thing that I wish was a bit different with this? I wish it had different poses, but so far it's been the same. I want to see its teeth, you know? Oh, wow. Did it just take her? Okay, guys, that's a very good talking point now. We've been introduced to the Weeping Angels, which has happened way sooner than I expected. I kind of thought it would happen like next episode or a couple of episodes down the line. I thought we would get like an episode per villain sort of thing. Maybe not. Maybe the Weeping Angels are just going to be around for the whole thing. But basically, she's already spoken about taking the long way around. She knows who the Weeping Angels are. She's obviously scared of them. She knows not to blink. Now my question is, has that happened to her before? Has she been zapped back before? Now I will say this, guys. I will say this before we jump forward into the reaction. I have to say I feel a little bit weird about the way they look, and that could just be maybe that's just because of the way that they're CGI'd or whatever. I feel a little bit like they kind of look a bit tacky. I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to beat Blink and Flesh and Stone. Like, why do they need to be changed from that? You know, like that for me was perfect and fantastic. The look of them, the way they move, the sound, everything. I'm a bit disappointed because we don't get the same Weeping Angel music, like the creepy sort of... You know what I'm talking... You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on, you Doctor Who fans. Just a few little observations. Obviously, it's only one scene. I don't want to be negative. I'm really happy that they're back. I feel like... Sometimes I don't like change, and I think when they look a bit different, or they move a bit different, or the special effects are a bit different, it sort of annoys me a little bit, especially being as I've like rewatched those episodes again and again and again. I don't know, that's just me. Let me know, guys, honestly, in the comments. Let me know down below what you think of the special effects changes, and because I want to say Doctor Who's budget did drop, right? Oh wow. Oh, this is that thing. This is that thing that was going over the Earth. Oh my god. Is that consuming planets? I'm really liking this episode. Maybe is it just because I haven't been watching it in a long time? Ooh. Now that's the question. Is that killing them? That looks like the same thing that was happening to the planets. She said, why is this thought in my mind? Oh, wow.
Right, synchronized watches. Forget that, I'm not wearing a watch. Any questions?
Synchronized watches. Forget that, I'm not wearing a watch.
Does that make sense to you, Yaz? The Lupari invasion of Earth is off.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't be clearer.
See, so they're not invading. They're not. I said so. I said.
Stay away from Earth. It is protected. Dan Lewis, right?
He said.
Who are you?
Rescue party. I'm Yaz. Yasmin Khan. Formerly PC Yasmin Khan of Hallamshire Police.
Ooh.
Very much not.
Goosebumps.
Hallamshire, what? Like Sheffield?
Why? What's the matter with Sheffield?
Too near Leeds.
Don't diss a designated rescuer.
This is so cool, man. I just love how skeptical he is about everything. Oh my god. I think this is going to be one of my talking points, is how cool he is in this role.
And I don't want to hear another word against Yorkshire again. You're on species recall right now.
The Lupari are species bonded to humanity. And for every human, there's a paired guardian Lupa. The bond is our genetic obligation.
Oh.
Only ever to come into effect in the ultimate crisis.
But that would mean you're not abducting Dan then.
Is this like Noah's Ark sort of thing? I see. I see. So it. Oh my god. Yep. Time to talk about it. Time to talk about it. Yes, I predicted that right. So he's not invading. They're not invading. Every single one of them gets like a human partner, if you will. So partner. So basically to protect them, to save them. They're on species recall. So they're basically protecting people. Probably because of what's happening at the other planets, like we've seen. It sort of gives me like a Noah's Ark sort of vibe concept. Just basically to stop all these species from going extinct. Which makes sense. And that means they're not evil. Yes. Yes. We can work with the dogs. Come on. But yeah, like I said, I feel like the Doctor's going to do something that calls. Like screwdriver scene is just in my mind so much. It calls out again and again, and maybe warns people, or yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be big. It's definitely gonna be big. Now the thing is though, is the Weeping Angels are there, and they don't seem like they're there to do good. When have they ever been? They're called the Lonely Assassins, for goodness sakes. Like, I doubt they'd ever be good.
Survival pod ejection imminent.
So he's escaping. Fantastic.
And how will this ship survive the flux?
Our survival battalion was engineered and built to weather whatever the flux can throw at us. Once the humans are on board, the individual ships unite to form a long-term survival structure.
Why don't they just wrap around Earth? Why don't they just wrap around Earth like the structure?
It's called a TARDIS.
I had a mate who had one of these. I think his was a bit bigger, actually. Sontarans.
Oh my god. So everyone knows about this. So are they going to Earth as well? Is everyone going to Earth?
We have analyzed the psychic waves, and it is my privilege to report the flux is imminent.
Oh, I love that they still sound like that.
We must be ready to take advantage.
My old friend.
Are they going to try and invade or something?
Find myself excited.
Oh well. God's sakes. So I take it they're going to, they say, take advantage, try and raid Earth while it's vulnerable. Oh, that sound, I haven't heard that in ages.
The cloister bell. It's a warning. Of what?
Oh,
What's that?
bad wolf vibes.
I
Either.
can feel it all. I can feel the universe breaking.
Oh. That. Oh my god, that music.
To do it once more.
Oh, guys, this music is reminding me.
Our final fight has begun.
This is the Timeless Children 100%. Ooh. Dude, this mind control stuff is so cool, you know.
Walk and die. To fit together to form a protective structure.
What about it?
I'm sending you a formation for the ships. Get a communicator to them instantly. You have
Wait,
to
hold on
get
a second. Is this going to be around the Earth? What did I say earlier? What did I say?
that shape.
And did it work?
It worked. The pattern worked.
So what's happening with the Flux? What's happening with the
Your
Flux?
ships better be as good as you say they are, Carbonister. Get down!
Oh shoot! Is that like the heart of the TARDIS?
Meet Vortex energy. See what that does to you.
Oh my god! It did nothing!
I always wondered what it would feel like.
And that's what it feels like. God! Okay guys, that is the end of the highly anticipated episode 1 of the season 13 of Flux Doctor Who, and that was crazy. Now, the first thing I want to say, that was spectacular, and I mean it. Like, okay, I've already, let me, you know what, I know where I'm going to start, I've already gone online, and I've looked at some of the reviews. Some people are saying this is really promising. However, I've noticed a few people talking about how it's clumsy and it's overcrammed, and I could not agree less. People are saying there's too many creatures, too many aliens, all crammed in too much. This is a 6-episode story. One story. 6 episodes. It's going to be crammed in the first episode. They're introducing everything in the first episode. It's all connected. Just because you've crammed all of this into one episode doesn't mean the episode's over. The episode is 6 episodes. So people that are saying it's crammed, it's this, it's that, I don't believe that it's physically possible for you to make that claim until you've seen all 6 episodes. How could you make that claim about one story being over-crammed if the story is still 5 episodes short, you know? So for me, I could not agree less with those critical views. There are a lot of views that are saying this is a very promising start. That's what I agree with. This is such a promising start because I enjoyed this so much better than the last 2 seasons already, and this is just the first episode, and that's just being completely honest, guys. This episode's been absolutely fantastic. Where do I start? I think the best place to start is probably my favourite bit, and that's Dan. Dan, the introduction to the new Doctor Who companion, who I think is absolutely amazing in this role. He's hilarious. I laughed more than I think I've laughed with any companion of recent time with Doctor Who, perhaps maybe bar Catherine Tate. How kind-hearted he is, the sort of person he is, how he's going to be a perfect fit for that TARDIS team. I don't think they could have chosen better, and that's just my first view on him, that he's made me laugh, he's made me, like, excited, he's asked lots of questions, he's speculative, he's funny, he's everything, guys, at the moment. Obviously, there's a lot of development to do and a lot to figure out between him and the Doctor and Yaz, etc. But for me, he works so well with both of them. I also want to talk about Yaz as well, so putting aside Dan, who I think is fantastic, the other companion, Yaz, she's obviously made a lot of development as a character and as a person. She's much more risky and she's much more out there. She believes in her ability a bit more. She's more... well, she has more ability in the sense of doing what the Doctor does. They seem to be developing a nice little friendship. She knows her way around the TARDIS. I think she's made a lot of progression since the last few seasons, and I think that's also fantastic. I'm liking her more than I did in the previous ones. The one thing I will say is I have noticed a weird parallel between her and Clara in the sense that, like, you know, when Graham and Ryan left, you sort of thought that maybe Yaz would too, but she didn't. My first thought when that happened was, I'm getting Clara vibes, because when you don't leave when you think you should, bad stuff happens. Because obviously, when you live your life on the edge like that every single day, risking it, eventually something's going to happen. So I'm fearful for Yaz's safety and her life. Might I just say, I think that something could very well happen to her at some point, and I think that it may be a similar situation to Clara. So yeah, for companions, guys, absolutely phenomenal. Dan is probably going to be my favourite companion this season. Yaz has made vast improvements and she's fantastic. The Doctor's the Doctor, as good as ever, guys. I have noticed they've dropped a lot of those extra corny lines. Like, one of the critiques I had of the previous 2 seasons is that sometimes when she was speaking about things, she'd over-speak it, and like you could tell there was just like 1 or 2 words that were just over the top. You know, you don't need that. It doesn't need to be explained like that much as the Doctor, because that's not what defines the Doctor, and it sometimes made it a bit corny. I haven't noticed that in this episode, not at all. But yeah, I think the next biggest thing to talk about is the thing that people are critiquing it on, and that is the cramming issue that people believe is a thing now. Obviously, we've been introduced to the Weeping Angels. these new creatures, i.e. the dog people, and these ones that work with people's minds. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. I'll have to figure those out along the way. Sontarans, and no doubt there will be more now. People that are saying that it's too crammed, like I said, I don't agree with that. Obviously, they're introducing all these different creatures because it is the end of the universe, and this whole situation is they're coming to Earth, they're escaping the Flux. Now, I don't see why it's an issue having this many creatures, because it seems to me like they're all going to get that time of day. It's all very confusing right now, but we've got 6 episodes to explain it. So for me, fantastic that we're doing this. It's provided excitement, different plot lines. It's not just one bland, boring storyline. There's lots going on, but it's not overly crammed to the point where the main story isn't making sense. I think that's fantastic. The pacing's right. The energy's right. The music for me has been phenomenal in this episode. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I've noticed a big step up in the music. It's fantastic. The emotion's there. The acting's there. I think the biggest thing for me that, like, got me excited was that the doctor's emotion towards the end. She's like, so this is what it feels like. This is the end of the universe. And you can see the tears in her eyes. You can see she's feeling that. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm bloomin' well excited. I think this episode's been phenomenal. I'm trying to think of any more key points that I need to go over. Maybe what next? I think the biggest thing for me, what next, is to continue to explore these characters. Like I said, give them all the time of day. Don't just rush through them like the Sontarans, for example. Give them that time in that episode to, like, properly develop into it. Don't rush them through like we did see in some other previous seasons. That way I think it'll be absolutely phenomenal. The story is great. It's going to continue onwards. I'm so happy the way they've done this season. For me, my favourite seasons nowadays are the ones that do work like this. They have one big overarching story. I think it was the best thing Doctor Who could have done. I think, like a lot of people, I was getting frustrated with the quick 45-minute storylines that did suffer from cramming, let's be honest. But this can't be the case. We've got 6 hours of episodes almost. This is going to be phenomenal. I cannot freaking wait. Bloody amazing. If I was to rate this episode as a start to a season, I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5. Now, the only critique that I will bring up is something that I did mention in the reaction that I'm not sure if you guys heard, but basically what I'm thinking is, sometimes when special effects change, Sontarans look great. So besides the Sontarans, it's mainly the Weeping Angels that I noticed that they look a bit different. And for me, the Weeping Angels, the way they looked with Smith and Tennant were absolutely phenomenal. Just that basic stone look and the way they moved, the sound, the music, the way it all merged together, the frights you got, the jump scares, how everything aligned nicely. It feels a little bit like the Weeping Angels aren't aligning. That one scene, for example, when it was moving forward, it wasn't changing its face. It was just the same thing again and again. For me, it felt a little bit I was a bit upset. I didn't dislike it, I liked it, but I was a little bit disappointed. I was hoping that it would have, like, a scene when it, like, brought its hands down, you saw its clear eyes, or the music was intense, or you'd hear that weird, like, spine noise, I don't even know how to describe it, that you get in the old Doctor Who episodes with the Weeping Angels. I was hoping we would get something like that. We do get that one scene right at the end when it does sort of have that, like, you know, obviously with its teeth out and it's there, but I don't know. I do believe that maybe the special effects are just a little bit off. That could just be me, though. That could just be me. Perhaps I just prefer the, like, basic, you know, very little special effects that they did have on the Weeping Angels back in the day. Let me know, guys. That's just my biggest critique of that, and I would like to know your opinion about that. Now, as for their part to play in this, I have no idea. Obviously, that one lady who seemed to know the Doctor, she was jolted back in time. I'm really curious as to who that is. I got a weird feeling it was someone very important for future series, might I say. She got zapped back in time by the Angel. Now, the question is why are the Angels doing that here and now? It doesn't make any sense. Specifically, they don't have, like usually they'll have a reason. We don't know that yet. But that's what I'm saying. 6 episodes to explore these arcs. Plenty more time to do that. Solid start to the series, guys. I absolutely freaking loved it. It's almost 5 stars for me. But yeah, guys, before you go, smash your thoughts about this episode in the comments. I'm really excited to know what you think. But yeah, guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope this has been a good introduction to my channel, and I hope you guys do decide to stick around. As ever, this has been your boy, British Chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.